We have a title race, folks. It's official. We have a title race. Sound the alarm. Well, that was disappointing. And welcome back to Premier League predictions. It's not a full round of predictions this week. There's only 8 games, but we have got some exciting ties, particularly for those sides down the bottom of the Premier League. But we're not starting with the Premier League this time. We are starting with something else. We are starting with this. Welcome to Wembley and welcome to the EPL Cup Final, the League Cup Final and the Carabao Cup Final, which are all being played on the same day between the two giants of Chelsea versus Liverpool. Look, these two sides had an amazing game the other month, didn't they? It finished 2-2. It was one of the games of the season. I don't expect it to be this open in this final. I think a lot of people are thinking this is going to be a foregone conclusion for Liverpool because they've been in such good form lately. They've just seen them beat Leeds United 6-0. They look unstoppable, but you might think I'm mad and you might think I need to be committed, but I think Chelsea are going to win this game. They've got a habit of picking up trophies. They've got a habit of finding a way to win. And just like they did in the European Cup Final last season, Champions League Cup Final, I should say, against City, I think they'll find a way to win. I think it's going to be a 1-0 win for Chelsea, maybe even after extra time. I think it's even going to be Kai Havertz who gets the goal as well. I just think Tuchel knows how to set his side up and be frustrating, be difficult, but also know how to pick their moments. They've been very, very good at it. So I'm going to go against the grain here, be controversial. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know who you think's going to win down below. And also check out Grandstand Better's channel as well, because we're going to be doing a special pick on that game. But for me, and again, as I say, you might think I'm nuts, but I'm going for Chelsea to win the EPL Cup Final. I'm going for a 1-0 Chelsea win. And we're back to the Premier League now. We start on Friday night where we have Southampton versus Norwich City, and Saints have been in great form lately. Norwich not so much, but Norwich's form is a little bit you can't really read too much into it. The last 2 games were Liverpool and Manchester City games they probably were expecting to lose anyway, so almost like free hits. But before that, they were actually in really good form, and it was probably Dean Smith's Norwich side that started the resurgence of all the sides down the bottom of picking up points. So I wouldn't rule Norwich City out of this one. I think they'll put a good account for themselves, but I do think Saints will be too strong. They are playing great under Hotspur. They're in a purple patch of form. They've got so many unsung heroes in their side, and one I'd just like to talk about is Armstrong. I think he's such a good player. He provides so many goals and so many assists over the course of the season for Southampton, and he's like a few of their players. They go a bit under the radar, and I'm sure Saints fans are quite happy about that, because what seems to happen is when a Southampton player does half decent, he gets plucked off and goes to Liverpool. I think Saints will be too strong for this Norwich side. I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going for Southampton 2, Norwich 1. First game on Saturday then is Leeds United versus Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, how do you pick this game? 2 basket cases of clubs. Let's start talking about Tottenham. They had a wonderful win against Manchester City. They played great. Conte's tactics were perfect. They executed them perfectly. Harry Kane was brilliant in the game. And how do they go and back that up? They go and lose 1-0 to Burnley. I think if you're a Spurs fan, you must be pulling your hair out. Can't believe what is happening this season. It is definitely one step forward, 2 steps back. But surely they must be thinking they can get something against this Leeds side, who must be on the floor. They must be on the floor, and they must be hoping that they can just get a resurgence at Ellen Road and get a good win, because they need any sorts of points at this stage. They've just been smashed by Manchester United and by Liverpool, so both those results would have really stung for them. We always talked about it all season, but again, injuries at the back. Robin Koch went down injured. Only real shining light is Rafinha, but they are still a resurgent group and a resurgent set of fans behind Bielsa, which could be the difference between them staying up and going down. And it really is coming down to that for Leeds United. I think Spurs will win this game. It's going to be tight. And again, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. 2-1 away win for Spurs. It could be anything. Brentford versus Newcastle is the next one up. This one's a massive game as well. This is your real relegation 6-pointer. Newcastle are in great form after 3 wins, and they back that up with a good draw against West Ham as well. Brentford are not in good form at all. They lost to Arsenal. They are sliding down that league. It's been a long time since they've won a game. and everybody seems to be catching them up. And if Newcastle can beat them here, they will be right on them, right on their tails. Difficult to see where Brentford are going to turn it around. They really need a big performance at home. They really need Ivan Toney to turn up and turn on the style. But I think Newcastle will win this game. I think they're going to get something out of it. I think it's a new look Eddie Howe backs to the wall job this season, which is crazy. Really more of what you'd see of Sean Dyche doing than Eddie Howe. But I think Newcastle will carry on the good form. I think it will be a 1-0 win for Newcastle, and Thomas Frank will no doubt come out at the end and say, we played really well. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Aston Villa. Look, these two sides are kind of sliding into mid-table mediocrity now. A lot of inconsistent form. Brighton, as I say, they don't lose too many games. They've lost their last two, and really injuries at the back again. Webster and Dunk not being available has hampered them, and they never really seem to take the chances they create in games too. So I wouldn't be surprised if both of these sides just the season's petering out for them a little bit. You've seen Villa's form really go up and down lately. I think that this one, I know I'm boring, I know I'm dull, and I know I always do it. You can call me that in the comments, but I think you can all predict what I'm going to do for this one. Say it after 3. 1, 2, 3. 1-1 draw. Crystal Palace versus Burnley. And this is another intriguing game, isn't it? I mean, Palace have just beaten Watford by 4-1, and when it clicks for Palace, it really clicks. They are a joy to watch when they get it right, and that certainly was the game they got it right. Gallagher, Zaha in the goals. And they're a joy to watch. Burnley though, Burnley, finally the season's in a bit of lift-off for them. Finally you get back-to-back wins. A unbelievable 3-0 win. Nobody saw that coming, including me. I talked about Weghorst, how he could be an important player, and it was so good to see him scoring. He nearly broke down in tears when he scored the goal. So it showed how much it meant to him. But they did back that up with a 1-0, more a classic Burnley 1-0 win against Tottenham. Ben Mee header. And they're right back in it now. They're right back in it, and they've reeled in some sides as well because of the poor forms of teams like Everton, Leeds and Brentford. They are right back in the hunt, and we know they've got games in hand. And I think they're going to get something here. I don't think this is going to be a classic by any means, and I think Burnley will walk away with a share of the points here. I'm going to go for Palace 1, Burnley 1. Man United versus Watford is next. Watford had a great win at the weekend, but they've just been smashed by Crystal Palace. So it is, again, it's topsy-turvy form. What you would have said, what you wouldn't expect, really. You'd expect them to be more solid under Roy Hodgson, but I guess that is, they are a bit of a flaky side, and they are going to have those up and down games. This is kind of a free hit for them. Man United will desperately want to win this game. It was Watford away that put the final nail in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coffin. Can Watford do an amazing double over Man United? I can't see it. Look, Man United, as we talked about, they put their fans through the whole gambit of emotions, the whole spectrum of emotions in every game. That Atletico Madrid game, that Leeds game were exactly like that too. Atletico Madrid, they were rubbish, and then they were good, and then they should have won the game at the end. It was crazy. Elanga has become this new hope for them as well. It's really good to see him emerge from the gloom, really. There's so much doom and gloom around Man United players. It's nice to see they've got a focal point, someone to latch onto that gives them some joy, because it's kind of a bit annoying, a bit boring to hear them moaning all the time, considering they're Man United fans and they're one of the best sides in the world. Let's see if he carries on his good form. For Manchester United's sake, I hope he does, but he does look a very promising player, and I think Man U will win this game. I think it will be 3-0 Man United. Everton versus Manchester City is next, and wow, this title race is back on, isn't it? We talked about it at the start, I made a little joke about it, but Liverpool are breathing down the necks of City after City's defeat to Tottenham, where it was a freakish game, which always seems to happen to City 2 or 3 times a season, where inexplicably a side has 4 or 5 shots against them, scores 3 goals, and then they can't get that amount of goals back. But they will be desperate. They know they can't really afford any more slip-ups, or Liverpool will be level on points with them, and they will be fancying their chances of beating this Everton side, who will probably put in a good performance for Frank Lampard, but I feel they'll be too open. I don't think Frank can really put a backs to the wall job to really contain City, so he's going to have to go out and really try and be a bit too gung-ho, and I think City will be able to pick them off. It's worrying times for Everton, but I think that Lampard will have more good times than bad times till the end of the season. I think eventually they will pull clear, but there'll be some hairy moments in it, and I think there'll be a lot of doom and gloom around Goodison after this one. So I think City will really do the old death by 1,000 cuts thing here, and I think it will be Manchester City 2, Everton 0. And finally, we come to West Ham United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, two of those sides battling for Champions League. I don't know why West Ham got booed off by some of their fans. I know a 1-1 draw against Newcastle isn't brilliant, but come on, you dominated that second half. All you didn't do was stick the ball in the back of the net, and you gave away a sloppy equaliser at the end of the first half. Get real, fans. I know it's not all of them, but they're having a great season. This should be a really tight game. Wolves don't give you much, but they're on good. After that defeat to Arsenal, they bounced back with two great wins. Great win over Spurs, great win over Leicester. You know they're very, very solid and hard to beat. So many technically efficient players in that side as well, with some lethal striker. One, I think Hwang might be injured, but one in Jimenez up front as well. And just a very cohesive unit. But you've got two cohesive units here, two sides playing well. West Ham really need Antonio to get back in the goals. Bowen is playing superbly. Really think he should get an England call-up, but he's really kind of doing it on his own at the moment. And I think this one's going to be tight. I don't expect it to be a classic, but I think West Ham will win it. I'm going to go for a West Ham win, and this will get the down votes, but I have a feeling it might be the cat. Man, oh, that's terrible. Kurt Zouma will get the winner. Oh, God, I can just feel the negative comments now. And that'll do it for this video. That'll do it for this round of predictions with the Carabao Cup Final in there as well. Hope you liked it. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave your comments, not just predictions, leave your comments down below of what you think is going to happen or interesting, funny stories and stuff like that. Please go and check out our friends at Grandstand Betters. They're a superb tipster website. Their details are down below. If you like betting on sports, you like winning money, these are the guys you need to go and see. Thanks once again for watching. I'll be back with more content soon. Have a great day.